What is going on, everybody? Shooby-Dooby here, back with another video. For today's video, I will be ranking my top 10 YouTube boxers. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I have been pushing this video idea off for quite some time now, just because I know no matter how I rank the top 10 YouTube boxers, I am gonna piss some people off, whether it be the KSI fans, the Jake fans, the Dean fans, the Waleed fans. I want to remind you guys that this is my opinion. This isn't the correct list. Nobody's list is correct. At the end of the day, it's everybody's opinion. Some rules for the list: I'll be basing each fighter off of their record, experience, ability shown, and resume. I'm not including people with pro experience such as Anthony Taylor, Tommy Fury, Idris Virgo. This is strictly going to be YouTubers who started boxing. So all that being said, guys, these are my top 10 YouTube boxers. Let's go. Coming in at number 10, I have Jarvis. Jarvis is 2-0. As we all know, he's coming off defeating Tom Zanetti by TKO on the KINGPYN quarterfinals. Jarvis makes my top 10 because of his abilities shown. Jarvis executed his game plan perfectly against Tom Zanetti. He beat a bigger guy in a quicker fashion than Slim did. Jarvis made Tom quit, which is very impressive to me. I can't move Jarvis up on the list, however, because he only has 2 fights. I'm really excited to see how his matchup against Gib plays out in the KINGPYN semifinals. Jarvis could easily go up in the rankings after the semifinals. We just haven't seen enough from him, but I think he's showcased enough to make the 10th spot. You know, he's been working his ass off in the Mayweather gym, and it really showed. His defense, he's very slick in there. He did take a lot more damage than I think he wanted to, but all that being said, that leaves Jarvis at my number 10 spot. Coming in at the number 9 spot, I have King Kenny, and I'm sure I'm going to get some hate for this because Kenny has 2 losses. Everybody's probably going to think I'm overhyping Kenny just because he's coming off a W against Nate in the KINGPYN quarterfinals. But I think you got to put Kenny at 9 for a lot of different reasons. When you look at his resume, even though he is 3-2, he really has fought some decent people like Face Sensei, Temper, Ashley Roxu. And I mean, 3-2, and he's fought those level guys. I got to give him credit for his resume. Now, his record does hold him back a little bit. As I mentioned, he does have 2 losses. His improvement since Ashley Roxu to the My Mate Nate fight was scary. King Kenny finally got over that mental block, and he's going to be dangerous for a lot of people moving forward. I think it's going to be fight of the night. I cannot wait for King Kenny versus Whindersson Nunes in the semifinals of KINGPYN. So yeah, King Kenny comes in at number 9. Speaking of the man, coming in at number 8, I have Whindersson Nunes. Nunes put on a show on the KINGPYN quarterfinals, absolutely destroying Philip Beck, an MMA fighter. Nunes really impressed me, and I think he impressed a lot of people. He definitely stole the show. The skill set Nunes showcased on KINGPYN, I think, left everybody shocked. He really made it look easy in there, and he was using a variety of different punches, combinations, movement. He really showed out, and I think that lands him at number 8 for me. Coming in at number 7, I have Waleed Sharks. I really like Waleed. He's a great fighter, has a lot of experience, Golden Gloves champion, but his record, man, it holds him back. I know it's controversial, but he did lose to Dean the Great, and you really have to take that into consideration. Yes, he was destroying Dean the whole fight, but at the end of the day, he made a mistake, and Dean landed a huge shot. Waleed is super talented. He's very skilled, very fast. All that being said, that throws Waleed at number 7. I think we all knew this was coming. Coming in at number 6 is Dean the Great, right in front of Waleed. I mean, they are so close, man. It's really, really hard for me to pick. Obviously, I gotta go with the man who beat the other man. Dean the Great beat Waleed Sharks on Misfit 003. I would say Waleed is more skilled, but Dean has more power, and ultimately Dean's power beat Waleed. So I gotta put Dean at number 6. Coming in at number 5, I have Slim the Hitman Al-Bahar. Slim does have the best record in YouTube boxing. He is 6-0. Slim falls to my 5 spot even with the best record because his competition hasn't been the best. His first 3 fights in Dubai were against weaker opponents. He does have an impressive win over Temper. His stock kind of drops because KSI went in there and beat Temper in a quicker fashion than Slim did, so that drops his stock. Also, I thought his win against Tom Zanetti was impressive, but then Jarvis goes in there and beats him in a quicker fashion than Slim did. You do got to keep in mind that Slim fought Ryan Taylor and Tom Zanetti like 2 weight classes down, but he did sign up for that. Regardless, even though his cardio and defense is his weakness, Slim is very explosive. He's very quick. He's very nice in there with his feints. He does stop a lot of his opponents, and you got to give him some respect for that. All that being said, I got to throw Slim at the number 5 spot. Coming in at the number 4 spot, I have a Nissan Gib, the 7-figure Gibber. Gib is coming off the TKO stoppage of Austin McBroom in the rematch last weekend on the KINGPYN quarterfinals. We all know the whole fiasco with Austin's ankle. Regardless, Gib was starting to pick up the pressure, and I think Gib would have ended up knocking out or stopping Austin like he did in the first fight against him. You gotta throw Gib at number 4, man. Gib is definitely top 5 in my opinion. I have him in 4 based off of his record. He's beaten Taylor Holder, who's a good prospect in this scene, Austin McBroom twice, who is super athletic and would give a lot of people trouble. I really am excited to see how he does against Jarvis. That is going to be an insane fight. Gib's cardio, pace, and relentlessness in the ring lands him at the number 4 spot for me. Coming in at the number 3 spot, I have Salt Papi. Obviously, guys, this is being recorded before Misfits 007 on May 13th, so this is my opinion on them before those fights. Anyways, Salt Papi is number 3 for me. He did knock out Josh Bruckner, the boogeyman. A lot of people were afraid to fight Josh. Honestly, because Josh is a tall, strong guy, and he's got MMA experience. Salt Papi put himself up for the challenge and made light work out of Josh. So, obviously, you got to give some respect for Salt Papi. His ability's shown. He moves so well in there. He's slick. His timing. I just think he's levels above a lot of these guys on this list. And it's crazy because he says he's only been boxing for a year. So he's just a natural talent. He's working really hard in the gym. And he is super impressive in there. A really good test will be against Anthony Taylor May 13th on Misfit 007. If he goes in there and knocks out Anthony Taylor, holy wow. He's got to get a KSI or Jake Paul fight or a Tommy Fury fight. Regardless, all that being said, we haven't seen Salt Papi tested in deep waters. We haven't seen his gas tank. Really haven't seen his chin. All that being said, I'm throwing Salt Papi at number 3. Here we go. Here's where the hate's going to start to fly in. Coming in at number 2, I am putting KSI. But I do have to admit, I think the KSI Jake Paul fight is a lot closer than people think right now. I really think it's like this. I don't think they're this far apart like a lot of people are saying. A lot of people think Jake is levels above KSI. I'm not going to lie, man. I think it is almost a 50-50 fight. I'm putting KSI at number 2 only because of his resume. His really only credible win is against Logan Paul. All of his other opponents have been last-minute replacements, so they haven't been the best. You can't compare Swarms, Pineda, and Temper to people like Woodley, Silva, and Tommy Fury. Depending on how KSI beats Joe Fournier on May 13th, could change this for me, honestly. If he goes in there round 1 and knocks out Joe Fournier cold without a sweat, they'll probably move him up to number 1 for me. We got to see how Jake does against Nate Diaz. Regardless, KSI is my number 2. Obviously, guys, that makes Jake Paul number 1. Yeah, I really can't say much on this debate until I see them both fight again, and I'll have a better understanding. But right now, if I had to pick, I would put Jake Paul number 1. I think Jake Paul just barely edges it due to his resume. I'll update these rankings again after both KSI and Jake Paul fight. So that's going to do it, guys, for my top 10 YouTube boxers. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. I got some more content coming out leading up to Misfit 007. I got my Misfit 007 predictions dropping sometime soon. Super excited for that one. Thank you guys for all the love and support. Let's keep growing, man. My channel's been doing pretty well, and I've only been posting for over a month, and I really appreciate you guys for that. Thank you guys for all the love and support. I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care, everybody.
It rains, panties from heaven. Shooby dooby.